Hi, it's Allie.
And Gabby.
And we are Devious Dumplings. Let's get steamed! We did a good job!
That was pretty good.
Yeah. Today we're going to be talking about Marvel. It was supposed to be Marvel and DC, but
we both realized that we have too many strong feelings about Marvel and not enough strong feelings about DC. So it's just Marvel today.
Yeah, and we're not going to be talking about the comic books just because Gabby hasn't really read them.
Yeah.
I know about them, so maybe that can be a separate thing another time. But we're going to start off with the movies. We're not going to go point by point through every single one because, honestly...
Who has time for that?
Yeah, and I have too many opinions.
That's true.
Yeah, because this is the second time we've done this episode. Not because the other one...
We learned the hard way.
Yeah, not because the other one was too long, which it was, and we weren't even to the TV shows, but technical difficulties.
Yeah, just wasn't happening.
Yeah, which was the sign.
Anyway.
Yeah, so...
Let's get started with... Why don't you tell me your top 3 movies from Marvel?
Okay, I like that you said Marvel. I was like...
And I will tell you mine, and then we can talk about why and stuff.
I love Avengers. The first Avengers. Absolutely my favorite movie. There is no number high enough to count how many times I've watched that movie. I can quote it. I can mime it. I can write a song about it at this point. Because I love that movie. A lot of times it gets tied with Captain America, The Winter Soldier, because I also love that movie. That is probably one of the best Marvel movies ever done. And that was the first time that Anthony Russo, but it's both the Russo brothers did a Marvel movie, and they really came out and
came out swinging.
Yeah, they kicked you, and they're like, trying to come at me? No, we're here to stay. And it's like, yeah, you are. So those are my top 2. My third one? I'm trying to think which third one I watch a lot. I mean, it's a TV show, not a movie.
Okay.
But we're talking about the movies right now, so what would be it? Okay, I'm going to get a lot of hate for this.
Okay.
I'm going to get so much hate for this, and I'm sorry.
I'm worried.
It's not that I like the movie. I like the characters introduced in it.
Okay.
The Black Widow movie.
I think that makes sense. I've seen enough about it that, I can see how the characters are compelling. So.
Well, I just like her sister, her, fake mom, and her dad. Her dad cracks me up.
Yeah, I mean, isn't it,
It's a terrible story plot. All of it is terrible.
Okay.
It's bad. But I like that it shows her, she's not invincible because when her sister sees her changing, she is, beat the hell up. Her back is just... You can barely see clear skin. But there's so much about Natasha, and that movie did her such a disservice to her character. Because they're saying that the program that she was raised in is called Black Widow, and they're all Black Widows, when that is only her name.
Oh.
The program is something else, especially the organization that, raised her and trained her. Mm-hmm. And then their graduation ceremony is called the Red Room.
Right.
But they called the whole thing the Black Widow program, and the Red Room is the whole place.
So they just they didn't adapt it well, is what you're saying?
Well, that, and they didn't show her and Bucky's relationship, which really made me angry because he was taken in by that organization. He trained her. They fell in love.
They have history.
They have a lot of history that
is not acknowledged.
It could sell so much stuff, and they could do so much more with her. But they killed her off, which was pointless. I want everyone to know that. That was one of the most pointless deaths ever. Because when you think about it, in Endgame, and Endgame was a really good movie, except for the fan service moments, which I thought were stupid.
Yeah.
But the funny parts were great. And just, them seeing how, broken apart they were in the beginning of the movie was, really intense. Her dying, this is the point I want to get to for that relates to Black Widow movie, was so useless because... Technically, to get that Infinity Stone, you have to give up what you love most, and you have to think hard about it because technically Clint let her go. She was not what he loved most in the world. So it was actually Nat throwing herself over to get the Infinity Stone, so it should kind of created a paradox.
Oh.
Because her giving up her life that way, what she loved most, which wasn't her life, it was her future.
Oh.
When you think about it, her future, because she knew her sister was not there. Her sister got blipped. I don't know about her parents, and so many of her friends. But in the beginning of Endgame, when she, like, her eyes water or whatever, and she's, like, almost crying, you definitely know it's for her sister. And, like, yes, she lost a lot of friends. Like, her family are the Avengers. That's her second family. And, I want to say Bucky's a part of that because he did blip.
Yeah.
And I think no matter what, when you love someone, especially, like, at such a young age like she did with him, she's still going to feel that because he was her first love, basically. Yeah. So I'm not saying she just did it for him, but she's doing it mostly, I want to say, for her sister, her friends she lost, the comrades that she had, and probably Clint's family, too, even though they are fake. Those aren't real. They're only real. They're not even real in the comic books. They shouldn't be real in the TV or movie series at all. It's all a big joke.
Wait. There was a Hawkeye show, right? And how did they incorporate his
I don't want to talk about it. It's such a bad show. Marvel has Disney money. Disney money that bought George Lucas.
I remember seeing that, like...
They focus so heavily on CGI. The only good parts of Hawkeye were the parts where he talks about Nat. And he talks about the shot he couldn't take and the shot he should have taken. So to him, the shot he should have took was the one to stop her from going over the cliff. Ooh. And the shot that he didn't take was when he first met her.
Damn.
And in the comic books,
circle.
Yeah, in the comic, like, that was the part I really liked, like, when you get to actually know him and all of the stuff about him was really, really good. Well, but when they talked about his family and about Kate Bishop, I'm like, okay, if this is going to be the Kate Bishop show or handing off Hawkeye to Kate Bishop, make her Kate Bishop. Don't make her Haley Steinfeld in this outfit. Because she just acted like she normally acts. It wasn't until, like, towards the end of the series, like, literally the last episode, that she was Kate Bishop. And I've read the comic books. Like, I love Kate Bishop. I don't like how she was portrayed. She acted really silly, super funny, and I'm like, no. And she was trying to say that it was fine that Black Widow died. And a lot of people think that Clint killed Black Widow, which, you can make an argument for or against it. And Nat's sister was very pissed. She shows up. And she's in the girl that plays Kate Bishop says she was collateral damage. You don't say that.
What the?
Even as a new hero, or even when you are, like, before you, like, become a hero.
Yeah.
I guess you could say that very ignorantly, but afterwards you can't say that because when you're a hero,
when you use the phrase collateral,
you fight with it.
When you use the phrase collateral damage, that should refer to, like, buildings or, like,
no,
like.
Well, yeah, and Kate Bishop, when you hear her story, like, her dad died during the attacks of New York in the first Avengers movie. Her mom and her probably wouldn't want their dad to be listed as collateral damage or for the greater good. Because, again, that's what Nat's referred to, like, for the greater good. Literally, everyone we have back, like, in the Marvel Universe is because of Nat.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they couldn't do what they did with Gamora and pull her back. But yeah, so it just shows the depth. So that's why I like...
Sorry, that just made me think that they, like, also massacred, like, Steve's story.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so those are kind of, like, my favorite ones. I mean, I also... Black Panther, the first one, there is nothing wrong with that movie. I love watching that movie. I
agree, that one's really good.
So yeah, so... If it's not... I like Black Widow because of the characters and, like, knowing the depth and the new characters involved. I do not like the story plot. I could honestly write a better movie. But, like, I'm making a hand gesture and a face right now. None of you can see this. But it's always going to be Black Panther. So, like, those two top three. But when I fall asleep at night, it's either the Avengers, Captain America, Winter Soldier, or Black Widow. Because that just puts me in, like, a lull state that helps me because I like it. Now I'm, like, getting choked up. I'm not. But I really like it. All right, Gabby, tell me, what are your favorite Marvel movies?
Well, they used to be the Captain America trilogy, but I've matured.
Oh, okay, let's go.
Because Winter Soldier's still up there. It's still in the top 3 for me.
It's a damn good movie.
It's really good. And then I think maybe Guardians of the Galaxy.
The first one or second one?
First one.
Okay.
And
Good music.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. And I watched the second one recently, and the music in that one's really good too. So.
Everyone said the third one's really good. I guess I need to go see it.
That's why I watched the second one, because I want to go see it with Austin.
I'll just be like a couple rows behind you guys, getting popcorn, staring at you, but watching the movie. I promise.
Like lean over across the rows and like tap my shoulders, like, did you see that?
And you're like, Allie, I'm on a date. I'm with my boyfriend. I'm like, yeah, but like I'm here too. So Guardians of the Galaxy, first one,
Winter Soldier, and maybe Thor Ragnarok.
That one's really good.
That one is really good. I had a good time watching that in the theater.
I have to say though, the character development for Thor was like the best I have ever seen for a character, because you kind of just thought he was like a jock, like a dumb jock through the movies, and his movies have been done terribly. And I don't like his long hair.
I know.
It just looks
all
all
ratty.
ratty.
His long hair, but when it's like in braids and stuff,
that one's
cool.
better. But when it was like all ratty before, but no, he did a great job. I love that he's like, we got so many memes out of that.
I
like,
know,
like the one he's like, really
or
is it?
Get help.
That was great.
That one's really good. And then Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, he's
Loki. The Rock guy. I forget his name. It's like Craig. I don't know. It's something like that. It's just really good. And I haven't seen Thor: Love and Thunder, so like I'm just not even gonna think about that.
Just stay off where you're good.
Okay.
I'm gonna be that person that says I did not like Love and Thunder.
I don't think that's an unpopular opinion. I think a lot of people were like, that was pretty mid.
It was just, they were trying to be like Ragnarok so hard.
Yeah. And
there's just a lot of stuff. There's like one good part I like, and it was just the Valkyrie getting around with all those chicks. It cracked me up. Like, she winked at them, all of those ladies, and they're like, oh. Yeah, and then them all like freaking out when Thor's like clothes are on, and like they faint, and like Zeus even like steps back for a minute, and you're just like, okay, Natalie Portman did a good job.
I think eventually I'll watch it, but it's not a priority at all.
I mean, it's on Disney Plus. You can just watch it.
If I happen to like be bored and have literally nothing else to do.
Have you seen the second Black Panther?
No. I do want to watch that.
We should watch that together.
Okay.
My friend came over. She's like, when you're going to watch it, let me know. And I let her know. And she came over, and we were in our PJs with like all this like food, and we watched it. The dude looks like one of our friends.
Oh.
I kid you not.
Like one of yours and my friends?
Yeah.
Or? Oh.
He looks a little bit like Brendan.
Oh.
Like face shape and like skin tone color or whatever.
Okay.
Not like intensity or anything like that, because Brendan's just a dork. Sorry, Brendan, if you listen to this, but not sorry because you're not listening to this. Ethan will listen to it, but that's it.
You can tell him. Or not.
You'll probably forget. Oh no. It means Ethan will have to use his phone. He won't.
Burn. Checkmate. Anyway.
Yeah. Alright, so how do you feel about the new phase that's out of our characters that we actually like grew up with? Like Iron Man, Captain America. Like this new phase that we're going into without the originals with us.
Okay.
For the movies.
I feel like it's important to bring in new cast of characters to, have a new thing to focus on, new people to develop, new plots to focus on, but that doesn't mean that I think they like handed off the baton well.
There's a fumble.
Yeah.
It fell.
I think they did Captain Marvel a huge disservice with how they did that movie. It's not because it's Brie Larson. It's not because she's a female superhero. As a feminist, I did not like that movie. Was not good.
I also did not like that movie. When I do my marathon, I will not do it in the timeline order.
Mm-hmm.
I will do it in the how it was released order, because I don't want to start with that. Well, it's Captain America, then it's that, but I'm like, I still don't want to start with that.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is. I don't think the movie is well written. I don't like it.
I think the first half was decent, and then
like
it just got kind of very predictable. I don't know.
Okay, I will say this. Whoever coached Brie Larson to, like, during each of those scenes didn't do a good job. Because she probably is a great actress. I've seen her in other stuff. But just how she acted as the character in this, I don't know, it just rubbed me the wrong way. I don't know how to describe it. It just didn't feel relatable, didn't feel likable. And also, I think because the time period it was set in, the grunge times, like Nirvana or whatever,
90s?
the 90s, I despise those movies. That generation of movies, like 16 Candles,
Really?
the grunge, yeah.
Why?
I just don't, I feel like they're boring. I don't like it. Like 16 Candles, Back to the Future. I know, Gabby's looking at me outraged.
I'm trying to wrap my head around it.
I just don't like it. Like, I watched Ferris Bueller's Day Off because everyone in my school loved it. And
Are
that
you
was
about
like,
to drop a bomb on me?
I don't like it. It was super boring. I was like, why do people like this movie? I was doing I watched that movie and I remember I was like, oh God, why?
Why don't you like it?
I was bored. So I feel like that's the kind of vibes I was getting from Captain Marvel. I just don't like the grunge era. You know what the weird thing is? I love black and white movies, like Fred Astaire movies, like older ones. And I love Indiana Jones. And,
I love Indiana Jones.
Yeah, like those are some of my favorite ones. And like The Mummy, which is done in the same era. Like, what, 1999? I think The Mummy was 1999.
I'm not sure, but I like a lot of like 80s and 90s movies.
Yeah, I can't do it. I think okay, Risky Business. Can we just say what it is?
I've never seen that one.
I've seen a little bit of it. You know what it is?
What?
It's Tom Cruise being a pimp.
Oh.
He's getting money from boys in his like school, his high school, who are nerds, so they can sleep with girls. And these girls are all prostitutes sleeping with these guys. So yes, he's a pimp. Why is that a good movie?
Can't say anything without seeing it myself.
It wouldn't do well in this generation. Like, The Office wouldn't do well in our current generation. It'd probably tank.
I did recently watch Boogie Nights. Have you heard of that? It's a movie about, it takes place in the 70s, it was made in the 90s, and it's about the adult film industry. And it's really interesting. No.
Okay. That's not what I'm thinking of.
It's really good. It's got Burt Reynolds and...
See, I probably watched that one. But... When I've seen a little bit of like that Tom Cruise one, I wouldn't watch it. We're talking about Marvel, and now we're
just talking about movies. I'm sorry.
That'll be different.
I love movies though, like.
But yeah, so that's why I didn't like Captain Marvel. I was bored. I liked the cat. I like Fury. That was funny.
Like the cat, and I did not like how the cat is why Fury doesn't have an eye. I think that's really fucking dumb.
Well, I want to know what kind of special abilities, because later in Winter Soldier, remember he could scan his like retina, and I'm like, can you see out that? Because that's...
I bet that's like from some cybernetic he got put in after the fact.
Like, I don't know, man. I think it's funny when Phil's like, sir, is it really cool that like they were like, was it really true that they were like torturing you and you wouldn't give up? He's like, I will not confirm nor deny. It's like, son of a gun. Where's the cat now is my question.
Dead?
Yeah.
Cats don't live that long.
That's an alien cat.
Okay, but like that's such a stupid sentence. It's an alien cat.
Okay, so we've talked about our favorite movies from the Marvel universe. I kind of like, I know we want to talk about the TV shows.
Yeah.
I think we need to talk about though leading up to the TV shows, because the first one I want to talk about is probably like, of course, Scarlet Witch and Winter Soldier. But we're gonna talk about Captain America.
Okay.
Because we were just talking about his character. Because you and I both talked about how the reason why Endgame isn't one of my favorite movies, like, yeah, there's a lot of really great moments in it. I don't think, and we even talked about this too for Civil War, Captain America Civil War. Because I was like, you know what, I'm not on Tony's side. I love Iron Man. He was like my first favorite superhero ever. Actually, scratch that. Wolverine was. But I became really obsessed with Iron Man when I was like a freshman.
I liked Batman when I was little.
There you go.
I grew up on Batman.
But Captain America, I was always on his side. Like, that was literally the first, like, official cosplay. Like, real put-together cosplay I have. And I still have it. It's beautiful. I'm going to redo it one day because I really like it. But I feel betrayed by him because he left.
Yeah, I have to hone in my language here. But he was a coward and went back in time to be with a girl that he had like 20 minutes of screen time with in the first goddamn movie. I know Peggy's important. Peggy is really important and she's cool as hell. But I don't think that was justified.
I don't feel like we didn't see a lot of chemistry between them. I see more chemistry between them in the What If series, the TV show.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Oh, you'd love that series. Okay. There's more chemistry between them and like him and Bucky than like okay.
Oh no, I was a hardcore Stucky shipper.
Yeah, so he has more chemistry with Bucky and like even Natasha.
Yeah.
Or Tony.
Well, and I think a lot of it comes down to screen time. Like, yeah, I'm sure in the comics they develop
but like
Steve and Peggy's relationship way better because they have time to do it, but they cram it all into a 2-hour movie and then don't ever expand upon it again.
Okay, here you go. In the first Thor movie, you liked Thor and Jane Foster together. People liked that. Like, there was a lot of fan fiction written. I looked at it because I was curious. And when I looked up fan fiction for everything, at this point, I have no shame.
We had a whole episode about it.
Yeah, so I don't care. But, and like, they had like a lot of screen time together, but there's a lot of like Thor up there. I don't think the actors had chemistry in Captain America. I don't think they did, because they have a whole movie together. They're together more than Thor and Jane were in Thor. The movie's basically the same runtime because they came out right near each other. Mm-hmm. I felt nothing. I thought he was just like, he had a crush on her, but not in love with her. I feel like if he went back in time, he'd be like, oh. And doesn't Peggy, like, get married to somebody else and have kids with someone else?
Well, see, the thing is, okay, Peggy moved on. And he went back and upheaved all of that.
So he changed the future.
He changed it. He created another timeline or whatever the fuck, but I'm gonna have to bleep that out. I don't know. I'm mad at him. I'm mad at Steve. That's the bottom line.
Why did he not come back? Or why didn't he
He came back looking like Joe Biden.
Are we sure it wasn't Joe Biden?
Maybe it was.
Wouldn't that be funny if, like, Joe comes out later, he's like, it was actually me. He's like, in my younger days, I looked like Chris Evans.
Jill, I'm in the Avengers.
She's like, okay, sure, Joe. Sure, Joe. Just take a nap.
Chocolate chip.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's a great segue. But why didn't he do what they did with Gamora and Thanos? He could have just gone back and just took Nat from literally like one of the seconds and pulled her right back. That was a way to get it.
All of the things he could have done with his little time travel stint, and he fucking did that. I'm gonna have to cut out a lot of the F words because I'm getting mad.
I'm really proud of myself. I haven't said it yet. I really wanted to. But yeah, so I was angry.
Yeah.
I was really angry. Another character I'm angry at, Stephen Strange, or whatever, Stephen Strange.
I haven't seen Multiverse of Madness yet, and I haven't. Look, you're gonna have to hear that a lot. There's a lot I haven't seen from like the last.
No, I don't care if you haven't seen it. I still like care about you, Gabby. I still want to be friends with you. But it's like Thor: Love and Thunder. It's very mid. It has a lot of. They try to be a horror movie. It's not. Literally, the best part was like they brought in What If, the animated series, into it because they showed you what if, it was Captain Carter. Shout out to our friend Carter, because I always think about him when I say that, because him and his wife dressed up as them. So, okay, we've talked about Steve, Multiverse of Madness, they put so much stuff in it to try and make it cool, and it wasn't, and they immediately made Wanda the villain.
I heard they wanted to, like, make it into, like, kind of a horror thing.
No, it's not.
But it didn't
It's
work.
not. Literally, there's one part where she's, like, covered in blood because she, like, kills a whole bunch of people, and it's like, she's justified. I wasn't scared. I don't like scary movies, but I was not scared. I was laughing because, like, this one dude got, like, stuck in this little, like, ditch. Couldn't get out. And I'm like, you have these boots that, like, get you out of whatever, and you can't get out of this? And then, like, the thing with, like, Charles Xavier's in it. You know what? People have seen this. You probably know he was in it.
I didn't know that, actually.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I don't care.
And I'm like, you are, like, the strongest person ever. And she broke your mind.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So, this is going to segue into our TV shows. Because we're going to talk about WandaVision first.
I have seen WandaVision. And I liked it a lot up until the last, like, 2 episodes.
Yeah, me too. I don't like the part where they said she's a witch.
I thought the last 2 episodes, like, did not do the rest of the show justice because it was so cool.
I loved.
It was so cool.
Honestly, if they kept it with the different TV show eras, I would have loved it. I love the black and white and stuff because, like I said, I like that genre. That like of those, I watched I Love Lucy. I really liked it.
Oh, okay.
It's on black and white because it's just funny.
And stuff.
Yeah, and it's just and how like there were certain things that were off. And even all the commercials had, like, stuff to do with, like, Tony Stark, Hydra, all of it.
Was really interesting and intricate, and I
how would you describe
that?
How would you describe a TV show like that to somebody? I had no idea going into it that it was going to be like that.
Until it started to feel like they were, like, backing out of the actual interesting plot lines that they, like, laid forth, and it was just, like, fan service, and then Agatha, and I don't know.
Agatha was interesting when she was, like, when it was her all along. And her song, that was really cool. But when it went to her being like a crazy witch, and it went to like, oh, actually, Scarlet Witch is like an ancient prophesized witch, and I'm like, no, she's a mutant.
Yeah,
like if she had it before and the stone just amplified it, that's fine.
I do want to say we could be also wrong because there are comics for Scarlet Witch, and I know Agatha's in them. And they drew a lot from the comics, so like maybe that is a thing.
Yeah, but I don't like the actual witch aspect because it makes her seem silly, not like a superhero with power. Yeah,
well, and in the Avengers, she wasn't born with these powers. They were like, she was experimented on, right?
No, she's a mutant, so they were born with them.
But
her and her father.
But in the Avengers,
her and her brother, yeah.
Not the.
Yeah, so in WandaVision, she's also experimented on.
Yeah.
She shows that. So she already had something. That's why she was able. So what they said is that when she's experimented on with the Mind Stone, she's the only one that, like, she was the only one able to, like, survive that much exposure to it and was able to develop
got it, okay.
because of what she already had. So I can understand that. So if she's, because her dad, her and her brother's dad is Magneto from the X-Men. So that's pretty cool.
And then they brought Evan Peters.
That was hilarious.
It was really funny, and I thought they were going to do some cool thing connecting X-Men, like, all the way, but then I don't like how they handled that either.
The best fun fact is Aaron Taylor Johnson, who plays Petro, her brother, played Kick-Ass.
Yeah.
And what's the other guy that you just said? Evan Peters is the best friend in Kick-Ass.
Okay.
So they're buddies. Cool, so then they both went to play Quicksilver, and then, I would have liked if they brought back Pedro, because he's supposed to stay alive in the comics, but he doesn't, so that's fine. But I thought that was really good. I mean, they had a lot of really good lines, but again, like, the last couple episodes just...
Right. Overall, pretty good.
Ooh, Monica Rambeau. Awesome.
Yeah.
They had 3 standout characters from that.
Yes.
Monica Rambeau. Well, okay, Agatha, yes, but that's aside. But... characters that were like underdogs. So we got Monica Rambeau, we got
Darcy
is a doctorate now. Like, she is amazing. We need more of Darcy.
Yes,
I vote for Darcy.
I like Darcy a lot.
And then what's the FBI agent's name?
Jimmy Woo. Yeah. So Monica Rambeau, Darcy, and Jimmy Woo.
Jimmy Woo
really
bringing coffee for them was so cute.
Yes.
And then he did his business card with Flourish that he got from Scotland. When he, like, okay, in Ant-Man 2, when he's like, do you mean, like, see you later? Like, we're gonna, like, go out and have dinner? And I'm like, you know what? Yeah. Yes. Please become best friends. So, yeah, I thought that was a really great show. Love Darcy. I love seeing all this stuff. I love that Monica Rambeau has powers now.
Yeah.
She's gonna be in Secret Invasion. We both know it. And she's right to be angry at Captain Marvel, because she said it was Wanda that could have defeated Thanos. And she's like, and if... Captain Marvel could have done that, where was she?
All right, Miss Monica.
Yeah.
I'm Team Monica.
Yeah, I like her.
Anyway.
But yeah, so...
move on to a different show.
That was a really good one. Loki was good.
Haven't seen it.
That's okay. Loki was good for the Easter eggs, and, like, again, character development and plot, because this is as if Loki never, like, his character development stopped right at Avengers, the first Avengers, because he gets pulled out of there. Or that variant of him does. Because he wasn't... Because, in Endgame, he, disappeared. So, he gets taken from that. So, he doesn't have the growth that we see in Ragnarok, all that stuff, all the his mom dying. This is if he had to, like, take a different path.
Yeah.
But he still grows. And I like that we get to learn a lot about him. He says his gender is fluid, which is really cool, like, on the paperwork and the credits.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's so important. It is. I really like it. Because it just makes me laugh, because I'm like, yeah, because he wants to change into anything. He's literally been a horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's literally.
I do have to say though, I've never rewatched that show. I've tried, can't do it.
Oh, okay.
Because it's slow. It's really slow. Like the last 2 episodes are the best episodes because you get to meet the other variants of Loki. The alligator Loki or the crocodile Loki is my absolute favorite.
Cons were really fun in like 2021 when that came out because everyone was being a Loki variant.
Yeah,
it was fun.
I will also say this: I did not like him and his female Loki variant falling in love.
Oh, I don't like that either. I've heard about that. That's weird.
If they had a kid,
that's basically self-cessed. Like,
yeah,
why are you doing that?
If they had a kid together, it would just be a clone.
They would rather have him be with a girl version of himself than be gay with his partner. Yeah. Because we through osmosis on like Tumblr and stuff. That's what I know.
Is his name Morbius?
That's what the girlies are mad about. Maybe.
That's the guy in it that's handling Loki's case. Everyone likes them together. Honestly, I get it because how they like handle.
Do they have chemistry? Like
yes.
Okay.
Does him and Sylvia, the other Loki, have chemistry? No.
Yeah.
It's like watching him talk to a wall or like a picture of himself. She's great as a character. I'm just saying they're not great together.
Yeah. But
yeah, the other Lokis are great. They're hilarious. So if you ever get a chance to watch it, do. But it's slow. A surprising show that I want to really talk about is
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I was not excited for it. Didn't really know what it was going to be about. I watched it. Oh my god. The first episode and a half, slow. But once you get past it, amazing for these 2 characters. Because you didn't know how well they would do independently without Captain America.
Right.
Or like the other Avengers.
That had been holding them down for so long.
So you get to see like them do like basically almost a funeral for Steve. Not really a funeral. It's like a museum thing.
Like a memorial.
Yeah, but they're like retiring the shield.
A vigil.
Yeah. It's really good. Like Bucky has a really rough time because he's like, again, he's mentally unstable. He has a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression.
Yeah.
Because he's like, because his whole thing, why he's so angry at Sam Wilson is because he's like, dude, Steve gave you the shield. You didn't take it. You retired it and they took it and gave it to somebody else who's, you're going to have to believe me, a piece of fucking trash.
Okay.
I have never been so angry watching something in my life. Is this fake Captain America they picked. He is like, he's everything bad about America.
Oh, okay.
He does not want to learn languages. He like talks louder and slower to people who do not speak his language. Captain America, Steve, would learn other languages.
Steve was kind.
He was a good man because you know what? Just because he could doesn't mean he would.
Right!
Yeah, and you know what this guy does? Kills someone with a shield. He uses rage. He's a jerk.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it. Don't give me any more spoilers.
Okay.
Because I already love Bucky.
But it's really good. And then they have Zemo in it from Civil War.
Oh,
and he's a big antagonist
okay.
for Bucky because he's the one that messed up Bucky.
Right.
He's like, you know what? I am sorry about that. He's like, I think everyone who takes the super serum, soldier, whatever, should die because no one can have that kind of power. And he even asked Sam, he's like, would you take it if you could? And he's like, no, I wouldn't take it. He's like, because I can do this as me.
Right.
But he's like, but he wasn't.
But it was given to Bucky unwillingly.
Yeah. And it was like, you know what? And Bucky brings up Steve to Zemo. And Zemo's like, honestly, he's like, you know what? Steve was, there's can be no one like him. But yeah, so he's like, Steve is literally one of kind. Like, there will never be anyone like him that could handle it. Because he thinks that the serum makes everyone go crazy. It amplifies everything bad in them. And for Steve, he's like, no. And you know what? We see Steve, like, really upset, but we never see him truly angry.
Well, and something that is important to Steve's character is that, like, he is this, like, you know, strong, buff guy now, but he was always a small fry. He was always having to...
But he was always kind.
That's what I'm saying, is, like, the world was cruel to him, but he was kind in return. But he was also, like, scruffy. He stood up for himself. Like, he had all of the qualities that Captain America should. So, yeah. Go on, sorry.
And then we have, you know, because Bucky goes to Wakanda to get better.
Yeah.
So we have I'm going to try and say it right. The Dora Milaje, the female warriors. But yeah, they show up, and that's really interesting. I was sending Snap videos to one of my friends with my reactions as I was watching it, and they were laughing their butts off. I was laughing at rewatching it because I was like, she just owned you. So if you ever wonder if they could ever take out a Captain America, they can. Captain America would.
Don't doubt that.
Every superhero in Marvel could get their butt kicked by these women.
Good.
Twice. And then they would help them up. Maybe. But yeah, so it was really cool. I will say the thing that broke the internet, like one of the best part, also there's a villain in it. And I can't wait for you to figure out who they are. But also, like, the fake Captain America is in it, and he's terrible. You have to watch out for the credits, too. But yeah, so, like, the best part is Zemo. Zemo's a sugar daddy for them.
Okay.
And he dances, and it broke the internet. He's like this. They actually, Marvel has, like, on their website or something, or, like, on their Instagram, like, a full thing of the different dances they made Zemo do. But what you see is just him going. And it's amazing. So, yeah. So, there we go. There's that. We have...
If I could,
yes.
I'd like to take us back to Netflix.
Oh, the favorite ones.
Daredevil, Jessica
the Prodigal
Jones,
Children.
Luke Cage, and I don't really care about Iron Fist, but you have
no
to
one
throw
cares
it in
about
there.
Iron Fist. It wasn't good. I never watched it. I watched the trailer.
I did watch it. It wasn't very good. But Daredevil, I've seen like 3 times. I love Daredevil so much. Jessica Jones, I've seen it twice. So good. Luke Cage, I've only seen once. Still pretty good. But yes, Daredevil is my favorite. I love Matt Murdock, and I hope they like continue with, because I know he was in the most recent Spider-Man movie.
He is going to be in the movie that they're doing.
Okay.
And they're going to have Wilson Fisk.
Okay.
So far they have
Vincent D'Onofrio. That's who plays him.
Yeah. So far they have not talked about the person who played Foggy or Paige.
Oh, okay.
Karen Page.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know. Karen Page said she'd be open to doing it because she loves doing stuff with Marvel. Yeah. I didn't watch Luke Cage. I didn't watch Iron Fist. I watched the trailer for Iron Fist and I was like, yeah, no.
I watched The Defenders. Did you watch that?
I watched that. It sucked.
It did kind of suck.
Jessica Jones and Daredevil, though, have a lot of chemistry.
Yeah.
And I thought it was funny. I'm like, dude, how could you not hear her taking photos of you? Her shutter speed is, like, so loud. And I like how she says, you look like a jackass with her scarf on his face. I'm like, he does. You already know what he looks like. If he just covers half of his face, it's not that hard to put it together. So I thought that was funny. I did watch Daredevil. I actually didn't like season 1. I thought it was alright. I thought it was just okay. It didn't blow me out of the world or whatever. It didn't blow me away. I just didn't like I didn't really get a deeper sense for the characters, I guess. And it was just kind of like all surface level. And I'm like, okay, so like this blind dude is like really a big hit with the ladies.
I'm wondering if we should rewatch it with like a media analysis lens on.
Yeah,
because
I
would watch it with you. It's genuinely one of my favorite shows.
If
ever.
we did it, I want us afterwards to watch The Punisher.
The Punisher is really good.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Okay.
Season 2 of Daredevil is only good because of The Punisher, I feel like, because
I feel like that's true.
Matt Murdock is a douche.
I didn't like season 2 that much. And I didn't like Elektra that much.
I get him and Elektra being together, and I'm like, if you want to be with her, be with her. Don't string along other women. Like, the nurse, she was like, no, I'm not dealing with this anymore. Yeah. And she ends up with Luke Cage. And then we have Karen Page. Mm-hmm. Her character really comes in handy in season 2. I loved her depth.
Yes.
That was great. She is not just a side piece for Matt Murdock. In the comic books, her life is terrible with him.
Yeah.
In the end of her life, she gets back together with him, and it says, even on Marvel Wiki or all their stuff, reluctantly gets back together with him because she thinks she's dying of AIDS because she was in porn. She wasn't like a reporter, she was in porn.
Okay,
she was like a porn actress.
An adult actress.
I mean, she might have been a little bit of a reporter, but like she had trouble, like as we know, when she was younger with drugs and her brother dying and feeling, the guilt from it. But she's a really amazing character, and I like where they took her in the Daredevil TV show.
Have you seen season 3?
Yeah, I watched it. I didn't like the end. I was really mad.
I don't actually remember the end.
She actually almost dies for him, like with one of the blades.
Yeah.
And that actually, she does die for him in the comic books that way. She doesn't want to. She does. I didn't like that she just went back to working for them as like a fake paralegal. Yeah. She's an amazing reporter. I feel like she should stick with it because that's really, really good. She's just throwing away her English major, but that's just me saying that because I like her. But yeah, I loved the depths of her. I will say this. When I was watching season 2, that was right when the first season of The Punisher was about to come out. Mm-hmm. the first time, like, when she started looking up the Punisher, like, Frank Castle, I was like, I'm feeling something.
Yeah.
Why am I feeling a spark when they haven't met? Wait, we're gonna talk about it. Just give me a second. Let me build up to it.
Okay.
And then when he's walking down the hallway or whatever, and you don't see him, but he's not hitting her at all, when he's firing, he's trying to get the scumbag she's with, I was like, am I the only one that feels this? And then as it goes on, it's amazing. And then, did you know that the writers for The Punisher watched that when that came out, and they said, throw out what we have. We're rewriting it to put her in as much as possible.
Oh my God.
Punisher. Because talk about chemistry that two actors have.
No, I agree.
Someone asked me, like, on Twitter or whatever, like, they were talking, they posted a photo of them. They're like, are these two together? They're not.
They should be.
Well, he's
dealing with a lot.
He's, like, married. He's got 2 kids. I think he's married.
They're dead.
He has someone.
They're dead, though.
No, in real life.
Oh, John Bernthal?
Yeah.
Oh,
married.
I was thinking about Frank Castle.
No. They were saying, like, no. In the show, they should be together. In real life, they were saying they should be together.
Oh, they
because
just have, like, good chemistry?
Okay, I will show you when this is over. I have 2 photos of them on my phone, of them at, like, events. And just how they look at each other is insane. It's like,
okay,
what is going on here, sir? Please. But yeah, so they're really good together. But yeah, they have all these really. It's like they're able to talk real. And in The Punisher, I freaking love that. I have watched that so many times. That is like one of my all-time favorite TV shows ever. I have seen it so much. But yeah, I love that. I can quote it. Like, Frank Castle is. I have such high respect for his character, and I love every single part of season 1. It is so good. And
I
when
haven't seen season 2.
It's okay. When they're in the elevator, I have paused and rewatched that scene so many times. I have so many edits on my phone that I have saved from them.
Dude, just talking about this is making me want to, like, go back and rewatch Daredevil and Punisher.
We'll do a night, and we'll just start watching stuff. I tried to get my friend to watch Daredevil. She doesn't like bloody or bad scenes, but she really wanted to watch it, and so we were watching it. I just had to close her eyes or whatever, but she really liked Fisk and his wife, like, when they were getting together. She's like, this is making me, like, realize how unhealthy, like, my parents are. I'm like, girl, we already do. But I kept showing her stuff about Frank and Paige, and Karen Page, and she's like, I need to see that. I'm like, yeah. We never finished Daredevil, but it was just got, like, didn't have enough time. But I loved them together. He brought her flowers. And they hugged, and just, like, that hug, and when they did the forehead touch, oh my God. I was like, if that elevator's on fire. And when she gets taken, and he looks at her in the elevator, he wasn't talking to the guy that he's going to come for him. He was talking to her, because he would never let her out of his sight. He would always go after her. And there's so much good, like, so many good things about that. All of the characters are amazing in that show. Like, even if there's slow parts in the first Punisher, it's fine, because they're showing someone who was in war. He was a SEAL.
He has severe PTSD.
And they're showing that.
Mental health issues.
And then even, like, the talks between, like, the vets was great, too. And then you have Billy, cut me out, fucking Russo, because that's how I talked about. I did not like him. I don't think he's hot in that, because he's too slick back. I do love Ben Barnes, though. I love that man, but as Billy Russo, I do not. You will not like him in season 2 if
We're
you watch
a little
it.
out of my depth, because when I didn't realize you shipped them so much, because it's like a passive.
Frank and Karen,
but it's a.
They're called Castle.
I know, but for me, it's like a passive thing.
I never told you this part
together.
I never told you about this part of me.
But a lot of what I like about, like, Daredevil and the Punisher is, like, how it's shot, how beautiful they are.
Yes.
How like, dark the Punisher is.
The writers are so good to do that. And the actors, like, are able to just...
I need that energy. I need the energy of Daredevil and Punisher and Jessica Jones and Luke Cage into the current Marvel Disney
want that
crap.
gritty.
Like
the dark.
That's what the people want.
Sorry, one of the things that I love about Marvel is because you can relate to the characters. They're flawed. Like, Tony Stark is so flawed.
Yeah. And he's been from the beginning.
Even Steve is flawed.
Oh, yeah.
Every single one of those characters are flawed.
Obviously he's flawed. He went back in time because he's a little pussy. Like,
he just wanted a good lay. I don't know. But yeah,
anyway.
But they're all flawed. They all have these things, and they all have these, like, tragic stories, which, you know, you can relate in a certain way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Matt Murdock grew up Catholic. and he has that Catholic guilt. And
he has so much of it. It makes me so angry.
I love that shit. I love when people are dealing with religious trauma and there's religious.
Oh, he makes me mad
because I love that
because he's always about like I'm never gonna kill anyone, even through season 3. And
You're
I'm
still like permanently maiming them.
Yeah, but that means they're gonna come back for
Batman
you.
Logic.
Which even in the end of season 3, that dude's like alive and he's gonna come for him, and I'm like, this is why I like Frank better than you. Also, in Daredevil season 2, when that guy opens the roof hatch and he sees Frank, and he's like, "Where?" and he's like, "Thanks, buddy." He's like, "Hi, I'm Frank," and I'm like, we fell in love with you then. But yeah, not a lot of people. No, actually, nobody knows this about me. I haven't really talked about it, but I don't say this word because I don't feel like it's me. But Frank and Karen, I just can't, because like I've read almost every single fanfic about them on every different forum.
I bet there's some really good fanfic over there.
Oh, I'm gonna send you one.
Okay.
I'm gonna send you one. Okay. It's really good. Even the AU ones are really good, like alternate universe.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they capture literally the definition of the word longing. Because one of the things she says to him is like, we're all alone. Like, we're all lonely. It's just depending on who we're with.
So they're pining?
Yeah, I feel like they're pining because I was mad. Okay, season 2 of Daredevil, of the Punisher wasn't that great. It was alright. Like, the action scenes were really good. I was mad because he slept with somebody else. Like, he slept with some lady. And I was like... And he talked a little bit about Karen when he slept with her. And I'm like, okay, one, if you're going to sleep with somebody, it's going to be Karen.
But he's thinking about her.
He always thinks about her.
Right.
Honestly, you could tell me that they talk to each other all the time. Like, if he wrote her letters, I would believe it. If he called her once in a while, because she says she wants to make sure he's, like, still alive. Mm-hmm. And he always lets her know in a certain way. I'm like, yeah, because you love her. You just don't want to let yourself be happy anymore. Like, you'll let yourself, like... I'm not saying he's going to give up his family, but I feel like or let them go, or forget them, but he can still move on, but he thinks he has, like, too much blood in his hands. But what I liked about season 1 is, like, it was showing him coming to terms with, like, his PTSD, his trauma, and his loss. In season 2, I feel like it just ruins it.
Oh.
And, like, he sleeps with somebody else, and then he just goes for blood. Okay. And then it kind of looks like Karen and him, like, say goodbye, which I don't believe, because I'm me.
Yeah.
But they also have, like, another moment, again, where they almost freaking make out. And I'm like, please! For the love of... Oh, God, like, I think she kisses his cheek, or he kisses her cheek. And I'm like, this isn't what I wanted. I wanted more than this. They're
giving you crumbs. But
no.
You need
that fanfic, you could have slapped me, and I still would have been like, you could not have... Like, you could have attacked me, and I still would be reading it, because it was so good. Okay. All of it is. But yeah. So those are really good. Jessica Jones, I loved season 1. Mm-hmm. Season 2, no.
I didn't like season 2.
I didn't watch season 3.
I watched season 2, and my mom watched season 3, and I would just, like, come out and kind of, like, watch it passively in the background. Got all crazy. And it kind of sucks. I don't like... What's her name?
Her friend?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't like her in season 2. She got all weird, and I was like, you're just all high all the time, whatever. Season 1 I thought was really good because, again, it's that darkness. And
David Tennant.
Yes. He's the one.
Kilgrave,
yeah. Okay, watching that, I was like...
I was creeped out.
But Devil's Advocate? Okay, yeah, he's hot, but whatever. Okay. That's not my Devil's Advocate. But Devil's Advocate, he could have gone farther with his power. He could have done more.
I think it's implied that he does. He's very...
I know, like, when he's trying to expand his power and he got his parents or whatever, and he's trying to do it over, like, intercom walkie, I'm like, you could do so much more with your power. Like, I would be a person who would capitalize on it and be totally burned by it. Like that lawyer chick was when she got, like, stabbed by her ex-wife.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's not great, all the stuff he did to those women. It's really, really awful.
Really bad.
But I'm saying, like... Yeah,
I know what you're alluding to.
Yeah, I mean, that's really bad. I'm not excusing it. I'm just saying that his power could have been, more villainous, not, that kind of villainous.
Look at me, I, post ballsack all for one. like, after he's healed. He's hot! And he's pretty bad. And
he could be a dad, who knows?
Whoa.
But yeah, so I thought those are really good. I like that they are now on Disney Plus, and there's talk of some of them being brought back or redone. I mean, if Jessica Jones was redone
Fingers crossed.
just do it better. I want the Punisher back. Bring me Berthal.
John Bernthal.
Berthal. I love that man. I watch him in anything except
They need
Walking Dead.
I liked in season 2 of Daredevil the interactions between Frank and Matt.
Yeah, because it's two sides of the same coin.
They need to throw them together more.
Both vigilantes, one who won't kill,
One who
will.
like, yeah.
And like the different reasons of why they fight.
Yeah.
Because
because it's a battle of ideologies.
Well, yeah, Frank is this like war hero. He's done so much for our country.
But
and he lived the picket fence life.
But he was ruined by it. And
well,
the way
I mean,
he deals
if you
with it
watched
is
your
the
daughter
interesting.
and your son and your wife get shot up at a carousel,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is that like he did so much and then that's what it got him.
Yeah. It's such a good. I just want to watch it. I want to watch it with you. I want to watch those with you. We have a list now of stuff we want to watch. For the rest of the Marvel shows, I mean, She-Hulk was funny.
Didn't watch it.
It's very fan service. I did like one part where she keeps begging Bruce to just tell her if Captain America ever slept with anyone or if he died of version. And he lists the date, place, and the name of the person, I think. And she's like, yes! And they cut her out right when she says, Captain America, fuck. And you're just like, whoa. And you're like, okay, if he slept with someone then, he slept with more people.
Bruce knows. Why did Bruce know that?
But the thing about Bruce was, I didn't like that he was jealous. Like, his whole storyline in the whole series was weird.
Oh.
Because he just, like, comes in and out. And he kind of very lightly talks about Tony. But I'm like, it made me feel like Tony wasn't that important to him when he is. When he was way more important to him.
Maybe it's because it wasn't focusing on him, it was focusing on the girl.
They had that still moment, like he was gonna go into it, and then it was told like he fumbled.
Oh.
So I mean, it was interesting. I mean, I really liked her. She was funny. There were so many cameos. There's a cameo of like Wong and some drunk chick, and I would watch a TV show of them watching TV because they actually get drunk and they watch stuff together.
Okay. That's cute.
Yeah, like, not that they're gonna date. It's just she's, like, super drunk. And just is drunk 24/7. She's, like, the bridesmaid at a bachelorette party, just constantly drunk. That was pretty funny. But, yeah, so those were great. I mean, like, it had small parts that were really good. I liked the music in it. And there's a lot of female issues in there, and she breaks, like, the fifth wall.
Fifth wall?
Yeah, there's another wall. She, like, goes up to Marvel, like, she breaks out of the TV show, walks into Marvel Studios, and she's like, I want to see Kevin. And they're like, no. And they're like, you need to get out of, like, your Hulk form because that's costing us too much money. So she, like, and then Kevin's actually a robot, and he's like, the Marvel formula, it should work. And she's like, no. Which is true. We need to be done with the formula that worked for our generation, because the new generation, we need more. And I'm not saying that they're smarter than us. I'm just saying they're going to need some more to, like, get them interested in the series. To be invested.
It's just, like,
the same thing over and over again.
Boring at this point. Like, no one wants to watch that anymore. Yeah. Like, I have conversations with not, like, random people, you know. But just like, people, my friends
acquaintances.
And stuff. Everyone is tired of Marvel right now. So
I feel like they lost their spark.
I do feel like Guardians of the Galaxy 3 has brought back some of that. Like, a lot of people are saying it's really good.
Some people say it's the best Marvel movie, and I'm like, but it's not a Marvel movie. Is it James Gunn? It's a James Gunn movie.
It's still a Marvel property. Like, Guardians of the Galaxy is one of their most popular franchises.
Yeah. I thought the second one was alright. I don't like the Gamora Peter Quill romance.
I kind of like it.
I don't feel it.
I think
he gets with Kitty Pryde in the comic books, and those are actually really funny because there's a huge.
I don't even know
difference.
Who that is. So
that's from the X-Men. She phases through the walls.
I have the benefit of like not having that like comic knowledge, so I can just watch it. I can just watch it and be like, yeah, I like this.
But I mean, TV show wise, it was right. And then there's Hawkeye. Too much CGI. Kate Bishop's too silly. Florence Pugh, who plays Natasha's sister, is amazing. I want to see more of her. And she's awesome in everything. She's good in anything she does. We need all of her. The other show is Miss Marvel.
Haven't seen that. I've heard good things.
It's good. It's cute. It's like a teen show. What you'd expect. Mm-hmm. I was pleasantly surprised she does cosplay in it.
Oh, that's
cute. So that's what I really liked. Apparently Scott Lang has a podcast.
Okay.
A World According to Scott or something.
I do really like Scott Lang as a character. I think he's awesome.
There's nothing wrong with him.
He's awesome.
The Ant-Man series pleasantly surprised me.
I've heard Quantumania wasn't very good, but...
Oh, the newest one?
Yeah, like
I haven't seen
the
it yet.
acting or something.
I don't know. I gotta watch it.
Know.
But yeah, so I'm
Anyway.
excited. He saved, like, the Marvel Universe without him showing up in that van. Where would we be? But yeah, that was good. What if nobody... Like, more people need to watch that animated show.
Okay.
It is so good. Every episode is a different universe. Like, what if Captain America died? What if it was Peggy that got the super serum solar? What if Tony Stark died? Actually, Tony Stark dies in most of them.
What if Hulk was pink instead of green?
I wish. He dies in one of them. So, like, what if the world didn't have their mightiest Avengers? What if Ultron won and everyone died? And it was just Clint and Nash and Natasha left.
Yeah. Damn.
They did a very good, like, switch to Endgame for that one. That was really good. What if Killmonger saved Tony Stark in the first Iron Man movie?
Interesting, actually. Okay,
I knew that
one
one would gave.
I was like, oh.
What if when Scott... What is the guy's name that Scott's, like, teacher or whatever?
I don't know.
You know, that
I
old
know
dude.
who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What if instead of, like, when they brought back in the second movie the wife of the doctor or whatever, Hope's mom. Yeah, Hope's mom and dad. What if her dad went there, brought back her mom, but her mom wasn't human?
Oh.
What if she was, let's say, a zombie or a zombie type creature and came back? How do you fight that? Especially when they can turn into ants and bite more people.
What the hell? Okay, I'll watch these.
And like,
then
what
I'll know
what
you're
is your
talking
last
about.
hope then? Who still lives? Who makes it in a world of zombies? Do you think Thanos could stop that?
Marvel Zombies?
Yeah.
Connor had those comic books. He loved those.
Dude, that was intense. I was terrified every moment because I don't like zombies and it gets dark.
We didn't talk about Deadpool at all, but I do want to say I love
Amazing.
Deadpool. Deadpool, really good.
I love all the cameos because those were actually the X-Men in that room.
I'm excited
when they were filming
for the new one.
Yes, Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
Oh, I love that man. I know when his birthday is. I know everything.
Okay.
I know a lot. Hugh Jackman was like my first crush.
Aw.
Because when I watched Wolverine, I watched the first X-Men movie, and I had never seen it before, and I saw him, and I was like, who is that man? I was really young, so I have problems probably because of that.
Oh my god.
And
you
that was
imprinted on Hugh Jackman as a child.
Well, it's not like I'm in love with him. I just really respect him, and I still do. But like, I watched that, and I thought him and another character would do really well together, and I have for years, always gone back to some of that fanfic to read.
One?
I'm not saying it on the speaker.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you something else when we're not recording.
Okay.
It's really embarrassing.
Well, I think we gotta wrap up anyway.
Yeah.
I don't really have any questions, but I don't think I need to ask any questions.
Well, okay. Here's my question, which is the main question even to you listeners. Are you guys excited about any Marvel stuff coming up? I'm not.
No.
None of it has made me want to go see it.
I'm
in
not
theaters.
like excited. It's more like I might catch that. The only thing that I am kind of excited for is Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
I mean, the more I talk to people who like it, I'll go see it. But so far, nothing else makes me want to go see it. Like, they're doing something about Secret Invasion right now. I'm not excited.
Yeah.
I am excited about the second season of What If. That seems amazing. The Chadwick Boseman episode, he actually does his own voice. A lot of the actors do their own voices in it. Not all of them, but he does his own. Okay, what if T'Challa was Star-Lord?
Oh, I heard about that.
That is the greatest episode to ever have happened because the world would be saved no matter what.
Oh, okay.
It's the greatest outcome. He made Thanos good. Your breath just caught. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's season 2s of a whole bunch of stuff coming out. Like, I don't know if Falcon and the Winter Soldier is going to do one. Oh my god, Moon Knight.
Oh, I haven't seen that. I've heard it's really good.
It's so good because of the mental stuff. I wouldn't rewatch it. It's good the first time around.
Okay.
They never said that they were going to do another season. Like, they never said they were going to do anything else. But now they're like, okay, yeah, we're going to do a second season. So, I'm excited for that. It's really interesting. Okay. If they did a movie, it'd be really good, too. Because Moon Knight, all of his stuff, his comic books, sound insanely appealing. Like, I would read them.
Okay.
And then if they did, they need to do Spider-Gwen.
Yeah. Have you seen the Spider-Verse movies?
Oh, yeah, those are great.
Yeah, there's a new one's coming out.
Yeah, they're going to do part 2.
Spider-Gwen.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, she's in it, the other one, too. But
and I know, but like
yeah.
I think
that was a really good one. Nick from New Girl plays lazy Spider-Man, and I have never understood such a casting call so well in
Never
my life.
seen New Girl.
He's just funny. He just literally thinks he's dating a girl who's homeless because she likes to lay a newspaper, but she's just so rich and she's tired and lazy. And he's afraid of finishing his book.
Oh.
But apparently when he does, he's like super famous. He's like every lazy part of it. He's like Garfield.
Okay.
If Garfield was a person and he runs a bar, it's hilarious. That's the best part of New Girl is him.
Okay.
But yeah. Anyway, I'm excited for Spider-Verse. It's a really great animated show. Honestly, really good. You know, Big Hero 6 is technically a Marvel.
Yeah. And I like Big Hero 6 a lot.
Yeah,
but
they need to do another one.
Yeah.
I did not like that the brother died. That messed me up. And, okay, so Stan Lee is in Big Hero 6. He's the dad of that lazy kid.
Oh,
The
I
rich
didn't
guy.
know that.
Yeah, at the end,
he's
he's like, yeah, I was a part of superheroes.
Damn. Yeah, they should make another Big Hero 6, because that was fun. I should rewatch
They
that.
got
And
Fall
they
Out
got
Boy.
Fall Out Boy.
Yeah! To do music for it. That was so
Yeah.
great. But yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of really good stuff from Marvel. Not as many new good stuff from Marvel.
No,
though.
I think
They can't
it's-
put everything in the TV shows.
my closing statement is that, like, Marvel has gotten me a lot. It's given me a lot of joy, right? It was my fixation, my obsession for, like, a lot of my teenage years. But as it's drawn on, it's gotten very
Repetitive.
stagnant. And another thing that I think adds a layer to that is that now that with Disney Plus and they're doing all these shows and stuff, it's like, why do I need to watch 3 separate shows to be caught up to the new movie that's coming out? Like,
Yes.
that's annoying.
Yeah, and it's not available to everybody. Not everybody can get
Right.
Disney Plus. Disney Plus is expensive.
Yeah. So, yeah, take that, Marvel, Kevin Feige.
Just bring a snap
And,
back.
like-
And no more Hulks, Scarlet, no more.
No, yeah, we
That
don't
was a
want
bad
we don't
romance.
want Bruce and Natasha. That's bad.
And Chris Evans
That's
said he
bad.
will come back as Captain America. Just bring him back.
You
Have
could-
him
I wouldn't
with
even
her.
be mad if you like retconned. They just show up in a movie and it's never addressed. It's like nothing ever happened. It's like, okay, I'll accept this.
Yeah, just bring him back in. I'll be happy.
Anyway,
And, like, you know, just go easy on Bucky.
yeah.
Just be nice. Bring back the Punisher.
Bring
we-
back
we have a list-
Daredevil. We have a list of demands.
Or else we will attack you. I don't know. We will troll you on Tumblr.
I'll flame you on Twitter. Get ready. All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
We're sorry for our, like, evil tangent of demands.
Thanks for listening. This was fun. We obviously have some very strong opinions about this, but
Yeah, you made me forget. Like, I forgot for a while, like,
yeah.
how much I was into Marvel back in the day, and then now it's come
No,
back.
same. As we've been talking about it, I'm like, I might get back into
Old
I was
school
obsessed with that.
Marvel, not new school.
All right.
Thanks,
Anyway,
guys.
have a good one.